I cut back on work to prove my wife a point. My wife is usually an incredible person, but recently she's gotten close with a new friend who I believe has had a negative influence on her. Not to sound condescending, but it's one of those you are who you surround yourself with situations. I stayed silent about this friend's immaturity and extreme anti-male opinions, thinking it didn't affect us until a few months ago. So my wife began pushing me to take on more responsibilities at home. We've always shared household chores and parenting. I admit she handled a larger share because she's amazing at it, but I've always taken care of cooking breakfast and dinner, while she manages lunch for herself and our kids. So I handle taking out the trash, doing the laundry, and deep cleaning the kitchen every week. So I also help with our kids' schoolwork. Suddenly she was saying I wasn't doing enough and that I should be picking up more slack around the house. I tried having multiple conversations with her to understand what she expected from me. It felt like she wanted all the household duties and child rearing to fall on me, and after weeks of talking, we still weren't getting anywhere. She kept throwing around the word more during every conversation, and it came across as manipulative. Things came to a head when we were at a small dinner party with friends. She started telling everyone how I barely helped at home and even said I treated her like some domestic servant. Her words, "I'll be honest," I snapped. "This next part is where I might be the bad guy." After my wife humiliated me in front of our friends, I didn't respond immediately. I sat there, boiling with anger, but I knew if I said anything right then, it would only make things worse. So I waited until we got home. As soon as we walked through the door, I told her we needed to talk. She was still riding the high of being the center of attention and tried brushing me off, but I wasn't having it. I calmly told her that since she thought I wasn't contributing enough, I was going to do exactly what she was asking for less. That's right, I was going to cut back on everything: chores, childcare, and, most importantly, my job. If she wanted me to take on more at home, I would scale back my work to meet her demands. She looked at me like I'd lost my mind, but I was serious. So the next day, I called my boss and asked to reduce my hours. I went from a full-time employee to a part-timer almost overnight. When it was a massive hit to our household income, but I was now home all the time, ready to take over every chore, every meal, and every school run. At first, my wife was pleased, thinking she'd finally gotten her way, but reality hit hard when the bills started piling up. Our lifestyle, which had always been comfortable, quickly became strained. No more weekend getaways, no more dining out, no more spontaneous purchases. She started panicking when she realized that the luxury of having me work full-time and contribute was what kept our life afloat. And as I picked up every chore, every bit of parenting, she became more stressed, more irritable. Suddenly, she wasn't happy with me doing everything either. So it all came to a head one morning when I overheard her talking to her friend, the same one who had influenced her in the first place, about how she missed the way things used to be. She said, "I didn't realize how much I relied on him. I thought I wanted more help at home, but now I just feel trapped." She sounded defeated. It was shocking to hear the same woman, who claimed I wasn't doing enough now, admitting she couldn't handle the new reality she had pushed for. I confronted her. I told her that I overheard everything and asked her what she really wanted, because I couldn't keep playing this game of constantly changing expectations. She broke down, admitting that she had been caught up in her friend's influence, that she had taken me for granted, and that she never really wanted me to cut back on work. I was relieved to finally hear her say it, but the damage was already done. Our finances were a mess, and the resentment between us had reached a boiling point. We had to figure out whether we could rebuild the trust we lost during this whole ordeal. Anyways, do you think I made the right decision by cutting back on work to prove a point, or did I take it too far? Who do you think was really in the wrong? Comment down below what you think, and don't forget to like the video and subscribe.